Okay, everybody. I have a question. How many of you have read anything by Kurt Vonnegut? I mean, you know, the classics. I think the best known one he's ever written was Slaughterhouse-Five. Now, right now, I'm actually reading a Kurt Vonnegut book right now. It's called Cat's Cradle. And I have to say, it's the second thing I've read by Kurt Vonnegut, and it's you can definitely tell that it's him because of his writing style. Just the subject matter is different. And what I want to say is that it seems like most of his books, his subject matter is like really strange. You know how with his Slaughterhouse-Five book, it was just about Billy Pilgrim and just how his whole life was so surreal between going back in time and the future and being abducted by aliens and you know, the Tralfalmadorians. It's pretty nuts. But I just wanted to ask you all, what have you read? Would you be interested in reading anything by him? Right now I'm reading this book here, Cat's Cradle. Now this is an interesting book because it's about this guy who is named Jonah, and he's just asking a bunch of these people about the guy who created the atom bomb, who blew up Hiroshima, and he wants to write a book about it, and it's supposedly going to be referred to as a book about the ending of the world. That might sound a little strange about the way that I worded it, but I'm sorry. It's a really bizarre book. So he's out there, he's doing his research, he's talking to different people, and he mentioned of Ice-9, which is a really weird compound that does some weird scientific stuff. It's actually, to be realistically, it's not supposed to exist. But anyway, I probably shouldn't give too many details out, except he talks a lot about Bokenism and about the books of Bokenon himself, and it's an interesting religion. But yeah, it's just an interesting book, and so far it can be hard to read at times, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't interest me. It's just because it's so out there, and it's just like, I don't know. But anyway, I just have to say Kurt Vonnegut's a really good writer. Too bad he passed away. And I'm going to have to, after I'm done reading this, I'm going to have to look and see what else he's written, because I have to say this is the second book I've ever read it from him. And I've read Slaughterhouse-Five about 2 or 3 times already, and I remember when I was in high school, which was about 5 years ago, maybe 7. It's more. I think it's more like 7 years from now. You know, I remember I read Slaughterhouse-Five, and that was definitely a really good read, and still to this day one of my favorite books. It's just really well written, and Cat's Cradle is same writing style. You can tell it's Kurt Vonnegut. I like the way he sets things up in the storyline, but the thing is that it's just a really different concept from what I was originally expecting. You know, whatever. I'm sorry if I'm boring you all, but anyway, this is what I'm asking you. Have you read anything from Kurt Vonnegut? If you have, let me know. If it's either this current book that I'm reading, Cat's Cradle, or maybe even Slaughterhouse-Five, or maybe even something that I haven't read. If you read something else by him and you just feel like replying to me and telling me what it was and if it's worth reading, I'm sure if it's Vonnegut, it is worth reading. But just let me know. I'd be very interested to hear from you, and I'll definitely check it out. But anyway, thank you for your time.